really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like everybody they tiptoe around with this social media, but what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be constant.
What happens when a private voice note shatters the illusion of a perfect relationship? Teyana thought she knew everything about Iman, the father of her child and her former partner. But when a voice note leaks, showing Iman's unfiltered feelings, Teyana is left in shock. The words he spoke in private were more than just a confession. They were a revelation of everything she never knew about their relationship. Now, Teyana has to process the depth of the betrayal, and the world is watching as she tries to piece together the man she once loved and the reality that has been exposed. This isn't just a scandal. It's a heartbreaking moment where everything Teyana thought she knew is turned upside down. But what exactly did Iman say, and how will this voice note change their future? For years, Teyana and Iman seemed like the perfect couple. Their love story had been chronicled in front of the world. Public events, social media moments, and intimate family posts that made fans believe they were the epitome of love and success. Teyana, a woman who had never shied away from being vocal about her personal life, often shared how Iman was her partner, her support, and the father of her children. He was seen as the ideal family man, always there for his daughter and willing to put in the effort to make their relationship work. But what the public didn't see were the cracks that had begun to form behind the scenes. Teyana and Iman had faced their share of personal struggles, long hours at work, balancing their careers with family life, and the pressures of living under the media's watchful eye. Over time, the weight of it all seemed to take its toll. Teyana was constantly juggling the demands of her career, motherhood, and maintaining a relationship with Iman, all while dealing with the constant scrutiny of her public image. Iman, on the other hand, felt the strain of living up to the expectations placed on him, both as a public figure and as a partner. What started as minor disagreements turned into bigger issues. There were moments of silence, tension, and frustration, but they always tried to push through it for the sake of their family. Or so Teyana thought. Behind closed doors, Iman's dissatisfaction had been growing. The emotional distance between them had been apparent, but neither of them had truly addressed it. Teyana, ever the optimist, believed that the tough times would eventually pass. But as months went by, the small cracks became large fissures. While Teyana was busy balancing her career, Iman was harboring emotions of frustration, resentment, and confusion. Feelings that had been buried for far too long. The real tipping point, though, came when the voice note was leaked. It was the culmination of months of pent-up emotions that Iman had never voiced directly to Teyana. His feelings were raw, honest, and brutally revealing. Teyana had no idea he had been holding onto this much pain, and the sudden exposure of his private thoughts shattered her understanding of their relationship. How could the man she trusted to love her and their family keep these feelings hidden? And more importantly, why hadn't he ever shared them with her directly? The voice note that was leaked online came as a complete shock to both Teyana and the public. It wasn't just a casual conversation or a slip of the tongue, it was a deep, emotional monologue that exposed the raw feelings Iman had been hiding for months. In the recording, Iman speaks candidly about his frustrations, his disillusionment with their relationship, and how he felt he was always the one putting in the effort while Teyana was too focused on her own success to notice. "I'm tired of being the one who sacrifices," Iman says in the recording. "I'm always there for her, always trying to make things work, but she doesn't see it. I've been ignored, overlooked, and it hurts more than I can explain. I don't even know who I am in this relationship anymore. I'm just tired." The voice note continues, and the more Iman speaks, the clearer it becomes that this is not just about one argument or a fleeting moment of frustration. This was the culmination of years of emotional pain. Iman talks about feeling unappreciated, being pushed aside in favor of Teyana's career, and how he believes their love had faded. "She doesn't even notice how much I've changed. I don't know if she ever will," Iman admits. For Teyana, hearing this was like a punch to the gut. She had always believed that their issues were something they could work through, that they were just temporary rough patches in an otherwise loving relationship. But now, with Iman's voice exposed to the world, she was forced to confront a reality she hadn't been willing to see. Her partner had been struggling for far longer than she had realized. The leak of this voice note was a public bombshell. It didn't just reveal Iman's personal pain, it also exposed the hidden cracks in Teyana and Iman's relationship that she had tried to keep hidden. The emotional weight of this recording was unbearable for Teyana to hear, and it put everything she thought she knew about their love and family life into question. The reality of Iman's feelings, his anger, his frustration, and his sense of abandonment, was now out in the open, and Teyana could no longer ignore the truth. The emotional toll of the leaked voice note on Teyana was immediate. As soon as she heard it, she couldn't believe what she was hearing. Her heart sank, and her body went numb. For years, she had been under the impression that she and Iman were a team, working together to navigate the complexities of life, fame, and family. But now, listening to his words, it was clear that Iman had been carrying a weight that she had never known about. Teyana's reaction was a mixture of disbelief and profound sadness. She felt betrayed, not just by Iman's words, but by the fact that he had kept his feelings hidden for so long. Why hadn't he talked to her? Why hadn't he shared his struggles with her, instead of letting the frustration build up in silence? The anger that Iman expressed in the voice note wasn't directed at her in a malicious way, but it still cut deep. He had been suffering, and she had no idea. In the hours following the release of the voice note, Teyana posted a somber message on social media. "I never knew. I never knew he felt this way," she wrote. "I wish he had told me. I wish we could have worked through this together. But now, I'm just left to process it all." The message was short, but the pain in her words was palpable. Teyana's heart was broken, not just by the content of the voice note, but by the realization that she had been blind to Iman's emotional needs. Her fans, who had always supported the couple, were also devastated. Many of them expressed their sympathy for Teyana, while others began to question Iman's motives. The public fallout was immediate, and Teyana was forced to confront the emotional wreckage that the voice note had left in its wake. But amidst the chaos, one question remained: could this relationship ever be repaired, or had the damage already been done? The public reaction to the leaked voice note was swift and intense. Fans flooded social media with their opinions, and the media was quick to pick up on the story. Some fans rallied behind Iman, arguing that his frustrations were valid and that Teyana should have noticed his pain sooner. "Iman is just being real. Sometimes, the person you love doesn't see how hard you're trying," one fan tweeted. Others, however, sided with Teyana, expressing their heartbreak over how she had been blindsided by Iman's feelings. "How could he keep this from her?" another fan commented. "Teyana deserves better than this." The media, always quick to capitalize on scandal, began dissecting every word of the voice note. Entertainment outlets compared the leaked recording to previous interviews where Iman had hinted at dissatisfaction in his personal life. Analysts speculated on the timing of the leak, wondering if it was a deliberate move by someone close to Iman or if it had been released by mistake. The speculation was endless, and with each passing hour, the story gained more traction. Teyana's silence in the face of the leak only added fuel to the fire. She refrained from giving interviews or making any further statements about the voice note, which only intensified the public's curiosity. Fans and media outlets began to dissect her every move, analyzing her body language in recent Instagram posts, her tone in videos, and the subtle messages she shared online. The question that lingered was, would Teyana ever address the voice note directly, or was this going to be the start of a long period of silence? As the media frenzy continued, Iman finally broke his silence. He posted a public apology, expressing regret for how his feelings had been exposed and how his actions had hurt Teyana. "I never wanted to hurt her. I should have communicated better," he wrote. "I let my frustrations get the best of me, and for that, I'm truly sorry. I never meant for any of this to happen." But his apology didn't seem to fully resolve the situation. While some fans accepted Iman's words as a genuine expression of regret, others felt that it was too little, too late. The voice note had already exposed the depth of his feelings that he had kept hidden for far too long. The apology, though heartfelt, could not undo the emotional damage that had been done. Teyana, for her part, remained silent after Iman's apology. Her followers were waiting for her response, but Teyana didn't seem ready to share her thoughts. She had spent so much time keeping her personal life out of the public eye, but now, everything was exposed. Was her silence a sign of hurt, or was it a way for her to protect herself from further emotional turmoil? The question lingered, and fans continued to wait for a sign of what was to come next. In the aftermath of the voice note's release and Iman's apology, Teyana found herself in an emotionally fragile state. She had always been a strong woman, capable, confident, and independent, but this betrayal shook her to the core. As she navigated the complex emotions of heartbreak, betrayal, and confusion, Teyana began to focus more on her personal growth and her career. She had a child to care for, a future to build, and fans who still looked up to her for guidance. But the road ahead was uncertain. Would Teyana be able to rebuild her relationship with Iman? Or had the damage been done? Could she ever trust him again after hearing his unfiltered feelings in the voice note? Fans continued to speculate, but Teyana remained focused on her own healing journey. She was determined to find peace, whether or not that included Iman in her life. With Teyana's world turned upside down by Iman's voice note, the question remains, what will happen next? Will Teyana ever reconcile with Iman? Or is their relationship irreparably damaged? Can they co-parent and rebuild a foundation of trust, or is this the end of their story together? What do you think about Iman's voice note and his apology? Was he justified in his feelings, or did he take things too far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For more updates on Teyana's emotional journey and the aftermath of the voice note scandal, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the latest developments.